The good times just keep on coming for Lincoln City under the Cowley brothers. First that famous FA Cup run last year, then promotion to the Football League after a 6-year absence, and now the club's first visit and first win at Wembley in its 134-year history. Midfielder Elliott Whitehouse the scorer of Lincoln's first goal at the National Stadium, but it was more than just about a single goal. The Imps had to battle in the same way they did on the way to becoming the first non-league side to reach the quarter-finals of the FA Cup for 103 years last season. This was a gritty performance and the 27,000 supporters in the Lincoln Inn felt every moment. For some, the nerves started hours if not days before the game. "I've not slept since Friday," said Terry Davison, a lifelong Imps fan, who made the journey down from Lincolnshire to London with his family on Saturday. "Look, that's Wembley," he said to his son Jack as the train approached Wembley Park tube station. "Soak it up." Not only was this Lincoln's first trip to Wembley, it was also Danny Cowley and brother Nicky's first trip to the stadium as managers. It showed in Danny's program notes. "Having not been to Wembley before as a manager, I'm not quite sure how to start these program notes," he wrote. "I am not sure if it is my place to welcome everyone to the National Stadium. Lincoln City, 433, Allsop 7, Eardley 7, Bostwick 8, Waterfall 8, Habergam 8, Whitehouse 8.5, Woodyard 8, Frecklington 7, Green 7, Long 90+5, Reed 7, Palmer 64-7, Rowe 7, Anderson 64-7. Subs not used: Farman, G.K., Chapman, Stewart, O'Hare. Goals: Whitehouse, 16. Bookings: Reed, 10, Frecklington, 83. Coach: Danny Cowley. 9. Shrewsbury Town, 4141, Henderson 6, Bolton 6, Ciala 6, Sadler 6, Beckles 6.5, B. Morris 6.5, Rodman 67-6, Wally 7, Niawa 86, Nolan 6, Godfrey 6, Thomas 6, Payne 75-6, C. Morris 6. Subs not used: McGillivray, G.K., John Lewis, Lowe, Asa. Goals: none. Bookings: Ciala, 49, Nolan, 84. Coach: Paul Hurst. 6. Referee: Gavin Ward, Surrey. Man of the match: Elliott Whitehouse. Venue: Wembley Stadium. Attendance: 41,261. This was never going to be easy for Lincoln, but they have grown used to the tag as underdogs. Ipswich, Brighton and Burnley all fell before the Imps lost to Arsenal at the Emirates during that FA Cup run last year. Cowley clings on to the underdog status and uses it as motivation. It's a tag Danny and his brother and assistant Nicky are used to. Only 2 years ago they were managing part-time Braintree Town, and the season before that they were in charge of Concord Rangers, who under the Cowley brothers' guidance, went from the Isthmian League to the National League South. They did all that while holding down jobs as PE teachers. Their journey from grassroots football to Wembley was perhaps best summed up hours before yesterday's final. Nicky's wife, Lauren, who was up at 3:30 a.m. for the big day, tweeted, "10 years ago, I took my PE teacher boyfriend at Calinate on a tour of the new Wembley Stadium for his birthday. Today, I will watch him and his brother at Dan Cowley 1 manage at Lincoln City _FC on that very pitch. Whatever happens, to say the family are proud is an understatement." Paul Hurst has done brilliantly since taking over at Shrewsbury. They have gone from bottom of League One to the top of England's third tier within 18 months. They are on the verge of promotion to the Championship. Technically, they were viewed as the better side here. They tried to use that advantage in the opening stages as Lincoln tried to settle. Omar Beckles was given space to run into the Lincoln penalty area, and it required a late tackle by captain Luke Waterfall to stop the defender and put the ball out for a corner. Lincoln were still trying to regroup after clearing Sean Wally's corner when midfielder Bryn Morris controlled the ball and struck it with his left boot. Imps goalkeeper Ryan Alsop could do nothing but watch as it hit his crossbar and went over. It was a sign for Lincoln to be more alert. From that moment they seemed to play with a touch more aggression and urgency. It was an approach that nearly cost them dear when striker Matt Reed knocked Shrewsbury goalkeeper Dean Henderson to the ground after catching him with his left arm. Henderson was motionless for a few seconds but was okay. Referee Gavin Ward booked Reed, but it wouldn't have been a harsh decision had he sent him off. You expected Shrewsbury to retaliate in some way, but it didn't happen. What it to do was unsettle Henderson, who is on loan from Manchester United, and his next contribution to the game would be pivotal. The Imps fans roared when Lincoln were awarded a corner on the right side. An air raid siren sounded in the Lincoln end, something of a tradition back home at Sincil Bank and a nod to Lincoln's RAF community. Left back Sam Habergam's cross was directed towards goal by Waterfall, and while Henderson kept his shot out, Elliott Whitehouse reacted quickest to convert the rebound. The Cowley brothers allowed a few seconds to revel in the moment, before beckoning their players back to the halfway line. Shrewsbury started to mount attack after attack. Wally shot narrowly wide of goal after working an opening on the right, and Imps goalkeeper Allsop had react fast to keep excellently deny Beckles. Defensively, Lincoln were doing everything they could to keep Shrewsbury out. Central defender Michael Bostwick, another who deserves praise for the way he made sure he got to the ball first when it mattered. Alex Woodyard, a player who has been with the Cowley brothers since the Concord days, was desperate to help and won the ball emphatically in midfield when it appeared as though Shrewsbury had broken free. Allsop would be kept busy again when shots came in from Nathan Thomas and Wally, but the on-loan Bournemouth goalkeeper stayed cool. Then came the moment Lincoln fans thought would seal the win. Whitehouse took the ball down on the left side of the penalty area, waited for Reed to make his move and passed in his direction. Reed had to stretch for it and his effort went over. Gasps in the Lincoln end and Reed look up to the sky. It was a long way from over even as the clock ticked into the 80th minute. Nerves started to build again when Shrewsbury were awarded a free kick outside the Lincoln box. Nolan took but it was blocked. Relief. The Imps fans could breathe again, and become expectant once more, when Ollie Palmer, who came on as a substitute, raced down the right wing only to be taken out by Nolan. 6 minutes of stoppage time were added on. Lincoln could have cracked but they didn't. Urged on from the sidelines, they did well to keep the ball and the celebrations could finally begin when Ward blew for full time.